Good morning, or good midday, good afternoon. It's Kavid. I'm gonna spend some little time with the sun here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I just want to spend a little time with the sun outside, in beautiful grass, beautiful day, and I'm just relaxing, just trying to figure out life. Thinking about different things. I was thinking today about the original Latin language, for example. So, if you look up the original Latin language, certain letters are backwards. So, for example, if you look up the Latin F, it's instead of it going this way, it goes this way. Then I started thinking a mirror. So it's like if you hold up these Latin letters to a mirror, it would read English, and that's where English would come from. And I thought, who was the first person to do this? I was thinking Da Vinci. He wasn't the first person to use mirror writing, but he's famous for it, for writing his notes in a mirror so it would be hard to read or people couldn't read it. So I'm guessing people in his days, in the 1400s, around those times, wrote Latin, and he probably invented English because he was reading like the letter F backwards, the letter E backwards, the letter K backwards. So instead of K being like this, well, it's like that, it would be like that. And then backwards, it would be English. So I was thinking in my head, maybe people who were looking at Da Vinci's work saw this backwards letters and was like, hey, let's make English out of this. This is where English originated from. It's just a thought. It could not be true, but it's good to think. Maybe that's how it got popularized. Or maybe that's where the letters, it just looked and came, it was backwards. Like a mirror image. Because I keep thinking something about mirror images. So I get these thoughts about this channel, Vibes of the Cosmos. And this channel, Vibes of the Cosmos, has explanations about the sun and the moon, and it says the moon is a mirror image of the earth, or a map of the earth. So when you look at the moon, it has an image of what the earth actually looks like, and our known world or known earth is just like in the top right, but it's flipped. So like if it was that top right part of the moon that has the dark spots, if you flip it, it would be where it's coming from on that side of the moon. Like if you're taking a selfie, like if I'm taking a selfie, the image would be flipped. Kind of like when you look in a mirror. When you look in a mirror, the letters are backwards. It's the same exact concept. So that's why I think it's a mirror of the earth, because you would be, as I'm looking at you and looking at this camera, it's like I'm looking at a mirror. So every image I'm recording is mirrored. So when I turn it this way, right, so you could see trees and stuff in front of me, this would be the correct way. But since I have it flipped, that's what in like a mirror. So when we look at a mirror and we hold something up and we see a reverse, it would be this way, because this is how we would read it, and this is how you would move a mirror like this. So it's flipped, so it's backwards. So it's like the mirror image, and you see your backhand instead of your palm this way. You see that part. It's a little confusing, but think in a mirror. So when you read letters backwards in a mirror, your image is flipped. The same concept is with the moon, in my opinion. Probably because maybe there's like a little mirror border above there. Maybe like the firmament is like a mirror wall or glass, and yeah, so that's what the moon will see, because it's being flipped by a mirror. Maybe there are different mirrors. So like maybe I'm thinking the firmament, right? So what the sun is, hopefully the sun can get closer, but I think it's stuck and there's like a layer, maybe like a little firmament or dome or something like that, like sky, preventing the sun from coming down here, or coming further as it can. And that's where I think one mirror is set up. So like we can show the sun English, but it's backwards to the sun because of the mirror, or like the firmament, or like this ceiling, this kind of like mirror like ceiling. I can't fully explain it, but I'm trying to figure it out. And I think there are different layers and different ceilings, like different rings, like one planet inside of another. So let's say this bottle cap was Earth, and then you'd have like, say this bottle cap was Earth, then you'd have one sphere. Like let's say this is like a field. Imagine there being like a field around it, and then a bigger field, and a bigger field, and a much bigger, like a round and then round, like one out here. So like Mercury and Venus would be like here, then Mars, inside Mercury and inside Mars is Mercury and Venus. and then Jupiter is out of there. So Mars would be like the great red spot on Jupiter when you look at a telescope. That it's like you're going inside, like we're inside something that's much larger. And we keep going inside, 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 till we get to Earth, which would be the smallest, but it's the highest density. Because the more light you put into stuff like flesh and bone and blood, the more weight it becomes, and the more stuck in reality or in time that you're in. That's probably why the trees are more dense, because that's why they probably live slower. Or spirits, that's why I believe spirits can go in and out of time, because if you could walk through walls, you could walk through time, technically, if you think time and space are connected. And I think the sun is semi-ethereal, to where it's half in, half out, to where it could be in this physical realm, but can also go in the background of time. Like, I think the Lord God, or this timeline that we're in Earth, will only last for 120 generations from Adam. So I think we're in the 99th right now. This is just a guess. And I think we have 20 more generations to go. So I think we got to give birth to the next Christ, like maybe once every 20 generations. Maybe this will be the 5th incarnation of the sun, maybe, or some kind of celestial beings. I don't know. But in my opinion, the sun and moon and stuff are just basically alive. The Earth is alive. The sun and moon are alive. And everything's alive. I'm just checking myself out, see if I need to lose a little weight, or... I mean, I have lost weight, yes. But I could lose a little bit more. Eat a little bit less, but... I think I look good. Looking back over this side. Like a mirror image, right? You guys can look at the sun also. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I won't do a super long video this time. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my little stare at the sun thing. Probably do not too long, maybe 30 minutes or an hour today. I don't need to do 5 hours every day, but spend a little bit of time with the sun, so, and my earth. So I like touching grass. So my feet are actually on the grass, or even your hands. You know, because I believe Earth is God. So, don't you want to spend time with your God? If whoever your God may be, I'm not saying your God has to be the Earth, but my God, Khabib's God is the Earth. So it's like, I'd like to spend time with my God. Whoever your God may be, just set apart some time and be like, hey, I'm just going to spend some time with you. Anyway, I love you. God bless you. And have a wonderful day.